50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. Chapter 1. I scowl with frustration at myself in the mirror. Damn my hair, it just won't behave. Damn Catherine Cavan for being ill and subjugating me to this ordeal. I should be studying for my final exams, which are next week, yet here I am trying to brush my hair into submission. I must not sleep with it wet. I must not sleep with it wet. Reciting this mantra several times, I attempt once more to bring it under control with the brush. I roll my eyes in exasperation and gaze at the pale, brown-haired girl with blue eyes too big for her face staring back at me, and give up. My only option is to restrain my wayward hair in a ponytail and hope that I look semi-presentable. Kate is my roommate, and she has chosen today of all days to succumb to the flu. Therefore, she cannot attend the interview she arranged to do with some mega-industrialist tycoon I've never heard of for the student newspaper. So I have been volunteered. I have final exams to cram for and one essay to finish, and I'm supposed to be working this afternoon. But no, today I have to drive 165 miles to downtown Seattle in order to meet this enigmatic CEO of Grey Enterprise Holdings, Incorporated. As an exceptional entrepreneur and major benefactor to our university, his time is extraordinarily precious, much more precious than mine. But he has granted Kate an interview. A real coup, she tells me. Damn her extracurricular activities. Kate is huddled on the couch in the living room.
Anna, I'm sorry. It took me 9 months to get this interview. I think it will take another 6 to reschedule, and we'll both have graduated by then. As the editor, I can't blow this off, please.
Kate begs me in a rasping, sore throat voice. How does she do it? Even ill, she looks gamine and gorgeous. Strawberry blonde hair in place and green eyes bright, although now red-rimmed and runny. I ignore my pang of unwelcome sympathy.
Of course I'll go, Kate. You should get back to bed. Would you like some NyQuil or Tylenol?
NyQuil, please. Here are the questions on my digital recorder. Just press record here. Make notes, I'll transcribe it all.
That's my raspy, sick voice.
I know nothing about him,
I murmur, trying and failing to suppress my rising panic.
The questions will see you through. Go. It's a long drive. I don't want you to be late.
Okay, I'm going. Get back to bed. I made you some soup to heat up later.
I stared at her fondly. Only for you, Kate, would I do this.
I will. Good luck and thanks, Allah. As usual, you are my lifesaver. There is another Skywalker.
Kill me. Gathering my backpack, I smile wryly at her, then head out the door to the car. I cannot believe I have let Kate talk me into this. But then Kate can talk anyone into anything. She'll make an exceptional journalist. She's articulate, strong, persuasive, argumentative, beautiful, and she's my dearest, dearest friend. The roads are clear as I set off from Vancouver, Washington towards Interstate 5. It's early, and I don't have to be in Seattle until 2 in the afternoon. Fortunately, Kate has lent me her sporty Mercedes CLK. I'm not sure Wanda, my old VW Beetle, would make the journey in time. Oh, the murk is a fun drive, and the miles slip away as I hit the pedal to the metal. My destination is the headquarters of Mr. Grey's global enterprise. It's huge. It's a huge 20-story office building, all curved glass and steel, architectural utilitarian fantasy with Grey House written discreetly in steel over the glass front door. It's a quarter or 2 when I arrive, greatly relieved that I am not late, as I walk into the enormous and frankly intimidating glass, steel and white sandstone lobby. Behind the solid sandstone desk, a very attractive groomed blonde woman smiles pleasantly at me. She's wearing the sharpest charcoal suit jacket and white skirt I have ever seen. She looks immaculate.
I'm here to see Mr. Gray. Anastasia Steele for Catherine Cavagan.
Excuse me one moment, Mrs. Steele.
She arches her eyebrows as I stand self-consciously before her. I can't speak, I'm high. I'm beginning to wish I'd borrowed one of Kate's formal blazers rather than worn my navy blue jacket. I have made an effort and worn one of my only skirts, my sensible brown knee-length boots, and a blue sweater. For me, this is smart. I tuck one of the escaped tendrils of my hair behind my ear and I pretend she doesn't intimidate me. What kind of voice did I give her? Okay.
Mrs. Cavagan is expected. Please sign in here, Mrs. Steele. You will want to the last elevator on the right. Press for the 20th floor.
She smiles kindly at me, amused no doubt as I signed in. She hands me a security pass that has visitor very firmly stamped on the front. I can't help my smirk. Surely it's obvious that I'm just visiting. I don't fit in here at all. Nothing changes. I inwardly sigh, thanking her. I walk over to the bank of the elevator and past the two security men who are both far more smartly dressed than I am with their well-cut black suits. The elevator whisks me at terminal velocity up to the 20th floor. The doors slide open, and I'm in another large lobby again, all glass, steel and white sandstone. I'm confronted by another desk of sandstone and another young blonde woman, this time dressed impeccably in black and white, who rises to me.
Mrs. Steele, could you wait here, please?
She points to a seat area of white leather chairs. She has the same voice because I'm lazy. Behind the leather chairs is a spacious glass-walled meeting room with an equally spacious dark wood table and at least 20 matching chairs around it. Beyond that there is a floor-to-ceiling window with a view of the Seattle skyline that looks out through the city towards the Sound. It's a stunning vista, and I'm momentarily paralyzed by the view. Wow! I sit down, fish the question from my backpack, and go through them inwardly, cursing Kate for not providing me with brief biography. I know nothing about this man I'm about to interview. He could be 90, or he could be 30. The uncertainty is galling, and my nerves resurface, making me fidget spin. I've never been comfortably with one-on-one interviews, preferring the anonymity of a group discussing where I can sit insuspiciously at the back of the room. To be honest, I prefer my own company, reading a classic British novel, curled up in a chair in my campus library. Nothing twitches not sitting twitchingly nervously in a colossal glass and stone edific. Fucking words. This book is pretentious. I roll my eyes at myself, get a grip Steele. Judging from the building, which is too clinical and modern, I guess Gray is in his 40s. Fit, tanned and fair-haired to match the rest of the personnel. Another elegant, flawlessly dressed blonde comes out of a larger door on the right. What's with all the immaculate blondes? It's like the Steffords here. Taking a deep breath, I stand up.
Mrs. Steele?
The latest blonde asks.
Yeah?
I croaked. I croaked and cleared my throat.
Yeah? Damn.
Yeah, that sounded more confident.
Mr. Gray will see you in a moment. May I take your jacket?
Ah, please.
I struggle out of the jacket.
Have you been offered any refreshment?
No.
Oh dear, is the blonde number 1 in trouble? Blonde number 2 frowns and eyes the young woman at the desk.
Would you like tea, coffee, water?
She asked, turning her attention back to me.
That's all right, thank you.
I murmur.
Olivia please fetch Miss Steele a glass of water.
Her voice is stern. Olivia scoots up and scurries to a door on the other side of the foyer.
My apologies, Mr. Steele.
Olivia is our new intern. Oh.
Olivia is our new intern. Please be seated. Mr. Gray will be another 5 minutes.
Olivia returns with a glass of iced water.
Here you go, Mrs. Steele.
Thank you.
Blonde number 2 marches over the large desk, her heels clicking and echoing on the sandstone floor. She sits down, and they both continue their work. Perhaps Mr. Gray insisted on all his employees being blonde. I'm wondering idly if that's illegal. When the office door opens and a tall, elegantly dressed, attractive African-American man with short dreads exits, I have definitely worn the wrong clothes. He turns and says through the door,
Golf this weekend, Mr. Gray.
I don't hear the reply. He turns, sees me, and smiles, his dark eyes crinkling at the corners. Olivia has jumped up and called the elevators. She seemed to excel at jumping from her seat. She's more nervous than me. How the hell should this...
Good afternoon, ladies.
It's gonna sound like Jar Jar Binks, because fuck, why not?
Mr. Gray will see you now, Miss Steele. Do go through.
Blonde number 2 says. I stand rather shakily, trying to suppress my nerves, gathering up my backpack. I abandon my glass of water and make my way to the partially open door.
You don't need to knock. Just go in.
I push open the door and stumble through, tripping over my own feet and falling headfirst into the office. Double crap! Me and my 2 left feet. I am on my own hands and knees on the doorway to Mr. Gray's office, and gentle hands are around me, helping me to stand. I am so embarrassed. Damn my clumsiness. I have to steel myself to glance up. Holy cow, he's so young. Missa Cavalera! He extends a long-fingered hand from me once I'm upright.
I'm a Christian Grey. Are you alright? Would you like to sit?
Okay, that's just fucking Asian stereotype voice. I'm not even for fuck. So young and attractive, very attractive. He's tall, dressed in a fine grey suit, white shirt and black tie with unruly dark copper-colored hair and intense, brightly grey eyes that regard me shrewdly. It takes a moment for me to find my voice.
Actually,
I mutter, if this guy is over 30, then I'm a monkey's uncle. In a daze, I place my hand in his and we shake. As our fingers touch, I feel an odd, exhilaratory shiver running through me. I withdraw my hands hastily, embarrassed. Must be static. I blink rapidly, my eyelids matching my heart rate.
Miss Cavalera is indisposable. She sent me. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Gray.
I need to find a new voice for Mr. Gray over here. Like, what about Fat Albert? And you are... His voice is warm. Possibly amused. But it's difficult to tell from this passive expression. He looks mildly interested, but above all, polite.
Anastasia Steele. I'm studying English literature with Kate, Catherine, Miss Avignon at the WSU Vancouver.
I see, he says simply. I think I see the ghost of a smile in his expression, but I'm not sure. Would you like to sit? He waves me towards an L-shaped white leather couch. His office is way too big for just one man. In front of the floor-to-ceiling windows, there's a modern dark wood desk that 6 people could comfortably eat around. It matches the coffee table by the couch. Everything else is white, ceiling, floor and walls, except for the wall by the door, where a mosaic of a small painting hangs, 36 of them arranged in a square. They're all exquisite. A series of mundane, forgotten objects painted in such precise detail. They look like photographs. Displayed together, they are breathtaking. A local artist, Troughton. Is that Fat Albert? Fuck it, it's his new voice, says Gray, when he catches my gaze.
They're lovely. Raising the ordinary to extraordinary,
I murmur, distracted by him and the painting. He cocks his head to one side and regards me intently.
I couldn't agree more, Mrs. Steele. Hey, hey, hey,
he replies, his soft voice, and for some inexplicable reason I find myself blushing. Apart from the painting, the rest of the office is cold, clean, and clinical. I wonder if it reflects the personality of the Adonis who sinks gracefully into one of the white leather chairs opposite of me. I shake my head, disturbed at the direction of my thoughts, and retrieve Kate's question from my backpack, whatever, fuckpack, whatever. Next, I set up the digital recorder, and I'm all fingers and thumbs, dropping it twice on the coffee table in front of me. Mr. Gray says nothing, waiting patiently, I hope, as I become increasingly embarrassed and fluttered. When I pluck up the courage to look at him, he's watching me, one hand relaxed in his lap, and the other cupping his chin, trailing his long index finger across his lips. I think he's trying to suppress a smile.
Sorry,
I stutter.
I'm not used to this.
Take all the time you need, Mrs. Steele,
he says.
Do you mind if I record your answers?
After you've taken so much trouble to set up the recorder, you ask me now?
I flush. He's teasing me, I hope. I blink at him, unsure what to say, and I think he takes pity on me because he relents.
No, I don't mind.
Did Miss Vanya explain what the interview was for?
Yes, to prepare to the graduation issue of the student newspaper, and I shall be conferring the degrees at this year's graduation ceremony.
Oh, this is news to me. And I'm temporarily preoccupied by the thought that someone, not much older than me, okay, maybe 6 years or so, and okay, mega successful, but still, is going to present me with my degree. I frown, dragging my wayward attention back to the task at hand.
Good.
I swallow nervously.
I have some questions, Mr. Gray.
I smooth a stray lock of hair behind my ear.
I thought you might,
He says deadpan, he laughing at me, my cheeks heat as the realization, and I sit up and square my shoulders in an attempt to look taller and more intimidating. Pressing the start button on the recorder, I try to look professional.
You're very young to have amassed such an empire. To what do you owe your own success?
I glance up at him. His smile is rueful, but he looks vaguely disappointed.
Business is all about people, Mrs. Steele, and I'm very good at judging people. I know how they tick, what makes them flourish, and what doesn't, what inspires them, and how to interserve them. I employ an
Fuck, my voice hurts, goddamn.
And I reward them well.
He pauses and fixes me with his grey stare.
My belief is to achieve success in any scheme. One has to make oneself master of that scheme. Know it inside and out. Know every detail. I work hard to do that. I make decisions based on logic and facts. I have a natural gut instinct that can spot and nurture a good solid idea and good people. The bottom line is that always down to good people.
Maybe you're just lucky. This isn't on Kate. This isn't on Kate's list, but he's so arrogant. His eyes flare momentarily in surprise.
I don't subscribe to luck or chance, Mrs. Steele.
But you should totally subscribe to Tom and Eric, because I'm reading this shit.
The harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. It's really all about having the right people on your team and directing their energies accordingly. I think it was Harvey Firestone who said, "The growth and the development of people is the highest calling of leadership." Hey, hey, hey!
You sound like a control freak.
The words are out of my mouth before I can stop them.
Oh, I exercise control in all my things, Miss Steele,
he says without a trace of humor in a smile. I look at him, and he holds his gaze steadily, impassive. My heartbeat quickens, and my face flushes again. Why does he have such an unnerving effect on me? His overwhelming good looks, maybe. The way his eyes blaze at me. The way he strokes his index fingers against my lower lip. Against his lower lips, goddamn. I wish he'd stop doing that.
Besides, immersive power is acquired by serving yourself in your secret reverse that you were born to control things.
He continues, his voice soft.
Do you feel that you have immense power?
control freak.
I employ over 40,000 people, Miss Steele. That gives me a certain sense of responsibility. Power, if you will. If I were to decide I am no longer interested in the telecommunication business and myself, 20,000 people would struggle to make their mortgage payments after a month or so.
My mouth drops open. I am staggered by his lack of humility.
Don't you have a board to answer to?
I ask, disgusted. Oh, excuse me.
Don't you have a board to answer to?
I own my company. I don't have to answer to a board.
He raises an eyebrow at me. Of course, I would know this if I had done some research, but holy crap, he's arrogant. I change tack.
And do you have any interests outside of work?
I have varied interests, Miss Steele.
A ghost of smile touches his lip. Very
varied.
And for some reason, I'm confused and heated by this steady gaze. His eyes are alight with some wicked thoughts.
But if you work so hard, what do you do to chill out?
Chill out.
He smiles, revealing perfect white teeth. I stop breathing. He really is beautiful. No one should be this good looking.
Hey. Well, to chill out, as you put it, I say I fly. I indulge with various physical pursuits.
He shifts in his chair.
I'm a very wealthy man, Miss Steele, and I have experiences and absorbing hobbies.
I glance quickly at Kate's questions, wanting to get off this subject.
Your interest in your invest in manufacturing, why specifically?
I ask. Why does it make me so uncomfortable?
I like to build things. I like to know how things work, what makes things tick, how to construct and deconstruct, and I have a love of ships. What can I say?
That sounds like your heart talking rather than logic and facts.
His mouth quirks up and he starts appraisingly. He stares appraisingly at me. I'm not wearing my glasses today. That's my excuse.
Possibly. Though there are people who'd say I don't want the heart. I don't have a heart.
Why would they say that?
Because they know me well.
His lips curl in a wry smile.
When your friends say you're easy to get to know,
and I regret the question as soon as I say it, it's not on Kate's list. This is ruining my voice permanently.
I'm a very private person, Miss Steele. I go a long way to protect my privacy. I don't often give in to use.
Why don't you agree to do this more?
Because I'm benefactor of the university. For all intents and purposes, I couldn't get Miss Carragher off my back. She badgered and badgered my PR people, and I admire that kind of tendency.
I know how tenacious Kate can be. That's why I'm sitting here squirming uncomfortably under his penetrating gaze, when I should be studying for my exams.
You're always investing in farming technologies. Why are you interested in the area?
Can't eat money, Miss Steele. There are too many people on this planet who don't have enough to eat. Like my dick, I mean...
It sounds very philanthropic. Is it something you feel very passionate about? Feeding the world's poor?
He shrugs non-committal.
It's roots business, he murmurs.
Though I think he's being it doesn't make sense. Feeding the world's poor. I can see the financial benefits of this. Only the virtue of the ideal. I glance at the next question, confused by his attitude.
Do you have a philosophy? If so, what is it?
I don't have a philosophy as such. Maybe a guiding principle.
I spilled water on myself and now I'm cold.
Carnegie's a man who's acquired the ability to take full possession of his own mind.
It's not easy. It's just fucking black preacher now.
Full possession of his own mind and take possession of anything else to which he's justly entitled. In a very singular driven, I lack control of myself and those around me. Lordy Lord.
So you want to take possession of things?
You are a control freak.
I want to deserve to possess them, but yes, bottom line I do.
You sound like the ultimate consumer.
I am, bitch.
He smiles, but the smile doesn't touch his eyes. Again, this is odd with someone who wants to feed the world, so I can't help thinking that we're talking about something else. But I'm mystified as to what it is. I swallowed hard. temperature in the room is rising. Or maybe it's just me. I just want this interview to be over. Surely Kate has enough material now. I glance at the next question.
You were adopted. How much do you think that shaped the way you are?
Oh, this is personal. I stare at him, hoping he's not offended. He brows furious.
I have no idea of knowing.
My interest is piqued.
How old were you when you were adopted?
No, no, fuck. How old were you when you were adopted?
That's a matter of public record, Miss Steele.
His tone stern. Crap. Yes, of course. If I'd known I was doing this interview, I would have done some research. Flustered, I move on quickly.
You had to sacrifice family life for your work.
That's not a question.
He's terse.
Sorry.
I squirm. It made me feel like an arrogant child. I try again.
Have you had to sacrifice family life for your work?
I have a family. I have a brother and a sister and 2 loving parents. It's not interesting that I'm extending my family beyond that.
Are you gay, Mr. Grey?
He inhales sharply and I cringe, mortified. Crap, why didn't I employ some kind of filter before I read this straight out? I gotta tell him I'm just reading the questions. Damn Kate and her curiosity.
No, Anastasia, I'm not.
He raises his eyebrows, a cool gleam in his eyes. He doesn't look cooled. He does not look pleased.
I apologize. It's written here.
It's the first time he said my name. My heartbeat has accelerated, and my cheeks are heating up again. Nervously, I tuck my loosened hair behind my ears. He cocks his head up to one side.
These aren't your questions?
The blood rains from my head.
No, Kate, Miss she asked the fucking questions.
Are you colleagues on the student paper?
Oh no. I have nothing to do with the student paper. It's her activity, not mine. My face is aflame.
No, she's my roommate.
He rubs his chin in quiet deliberation, his grey eyes appraising me.
Did you volunteer to this interview?
He's asked. His voice is deadly quiet. Hang on, who's supposed to be interviewing whom? His eyes burn into me, and I'm compelled to answer with the truth.
I was drafted. She's not well.
My voice is weak and apologetic.
That explains a great deal.
There's a knock at the door, and blonde number 2 enters.
Mr. Gray, forgive me for interrupting, but your next meeting is in
2 minutes. We're not finished here, Andrea. Please cancel my next meeting.
Andrea hesitates, gaping at him. She appears lost. He turns his head slowly to face her and raises his eyebrows. She flushes bright pink. Oh God, it's not just me.
Very well.
very well, Mr. Gray.
She mutters, then exits. He frowns and turns his attention back to me.
Where were we, Mr. Steele?
Mr. Steele. Yeah.
Please don't let me keep you from anything.
I want to know about you. I think that's only fair.
His eyes are alight with curiosity. Double crap. Where's this going with this? He places his eyebrows to the arm of the chair and staples his fingers his fingers in front of his mouth. His mouth is very distracting. I swallow.
There's not much to know.
What are your plans after you graduate?
I shrug, thrown by his interest. Moving to Seattle with Kate, finding a job. I haven't thought beyond my finals.
I haven't made any plans, Mr. Gray. I just need to get through my final exams.
Which I should be studying right now, rather than sitting in your palatial, swanky, sterile office, feeling uncomfortable under your penetrating gaze.
We run an excellent internship program here,
he says quietly. I raise my eyebrows in surprise. Is he offering me a job?
Oh, I'll bear that in mind,
I murmur, confounded. Though I'm not sure.
No, I'm not for sure if I'd fit in here.
Oh no. I'm mousing out loud again. Musing out loud. Fuck.
Why do you say that?
He tilts his head to one side, intrigued, a hint of a smile playing on his lips.
It's obvious, isn't it?
I'm uncoordinated, scruffy, and I'm not blonde.
Not to me!
He gazes intensely, all humor gone, and strange muscles deep in my belly clench suddenly. It's called diarrhea. I tear my eyes away from this scrunty and stare blindly down at my knotted fingers. What's going on? I have to go. Now! I lean towards to retrieve the record. Would you like me to show you around?
I'm sure you're far too busy, Mr. Gray.
I do have a long drive. You're driving back to Vancouver? He sounds surprised and anxious even. He glanced out of the window. It began to rain. Well, you better drive carefully, he told stern, authoritative. Why should he care? Why did you get everything? Did you get everything you need? He adds.
Yes, sir,
I reply, packing the recorder into my backpack. His eyes narrow, spectral.
Thank you for your interview, Mr. Gray.
Pleasure is all mine, he says, polite as ever. And I rise. He stands and holds his hands. Hold out his hands. Heil Hitler, until we meet again, Mrs. Steele. And it sounds like a challenge or a threat. I'm not sure which. I frown. When will we ever meet again? I shake his hand once more, astounded that the odd current between us is still there. It must be in my nerves.
Mr. Gray.
I nod at him, moving with a little athletic grace to the door. He opens it wide. Just ensure you make it through the door, Miss Steele. He gives me a small smile. Obviously, he's referring to my earlier, less than elegant entry into the office. I blush.
That's very considerate, Mr. Gray.
I snap. And his smile widens. I'm glad you find me entertaining. I glower inwardly. Walking into the foyer, I'm surprised when he follows me out. Andrea and Olivia both look up, equally surprised. Did you have a coat? Gray asks.
A jacket.
Olivia leaps up and retrieves my jacket, which Grace takes from her before she can hand it to me. He holds it up and feeling ridiculously self-conscious, I shrug it on. Gray places his hands for a moment on my shoulders. I gasp at the contact. If he notices my reaction, he gives nothing away. His long index finger presses the button, summoning the elevator, and we stand waiting awkwardly on my part, coolly self-possessed on his. The door opens and I hurry in, desperate to escape. I really need to get out of here. Well, I turn to look at him. He's gazing at me and I lean toward the doorway beside the elevator with one hand on the wall. He really is very, very good looking. It's unnerving. Anastasia, he says as a farewell.
Christian,
I reply, and mercifully, the door closes. Thank you for watching this episode. I'm gonna go hang myself. Like, comment, subscribe, please. I'm putting myself through hell, just for your entertainment. Goodbye.